Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and we are long overdue for a check-in here at the channel. Obviously, you all see what we do every day, so I don't need to tell you what we're doing every day, or I shouldn't have to remind you that we are human beings making this stuff. Well, everyone else at New Rockstars, not me. The original Erik Voss vanished like 3 years ago and was replaced by a life model Decoy, whose beard hair ran out of blonde toner almost immediately. But the rest of the company are real people who have been working on some very cool new stuff that we have been teasing like we're Russo brothers sitting on a chalkboard photo. And now it is the time to fill you in with an announcement. 4 new things we are going to start doing here at New Rockstars, and I think you're going to love them. I'm saving the biggest one for last. Okay, let's start with this channel, New Rockstars, where you are watching this video. Co-hosting this channel for the past 2 years has been myself and Jessica Clemons. She's the best. What's a snowman's favorite cheese? Burrata. For the next several weeks, Jessica and I are going to continue tag teaming to break down the titles you love. Marvel's Zombies, coming September 24th, a week from today. All 4 episodes drop at the same time on Disney+, and I'm going to be covering that for you guys. Boys spinoff Gen V comes back today for its 2nd season, and Jessica will be breaking down the first 3 episodes in a video coming out today, and then every week thereafter, she'll be covering all of Season 2. DC Studios' Peacemaker Season 2, I will continue breaking down those episodes on Fridays, and we are told some crazy shit's gonna happen starting in episode 6 on September 25th that will set up the future of the DC universe and the Superman sequel Man of Tomorrow. We're gonna be all over that. Really all the big news that we learned about James Gunn's DC Studios plans, like Lanterns, Supergirl, Man of Tomorrow, Clayface, and anything big in the MCU like Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avengers Doomsday, and upcoming Marvel Disney Plus titles like Wonder Man, Daredevil Born Again, Vision Quest, Stranger Things, Fallout, Wicked for Good, Avatar Fire and Ash, any other big entertainment news that you care about. As always, we will have you covered this fall. But perhaps the movie we are most excited about for the rest of this year is Predator: Badlands, that's coming November 7th. I was fortunate to interview the director and the cast at San Diego Comic-Con last July. We're going to be sharing that interview footage with you soon. But here's the first big announcement. We are going to do a Predator rewatch series here on the New Rockstars channel. Starting in October, we will be breaking down the past Predator films, 1987's Predator, 1990's Predator 2, and we're going to jump ahead to 2022's Prey and 2025's Predator Killer of Killers, those last 2 directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who directed this new film Predator Badlands. Now, if we have time, we might be able to get to the other Predator movies of the franchise, but these 4 are really the ones I think we need to watch before Badlands. Those 4 Predator breakdowns will come out on Saturdays in October, but if you support New Rockstars as a member, you'll be able to get those ad-free and a day early. Now, anytime we do breakdowns of older movies here on the New Rockstars channel, I tend to get some follow-up questions like, wait, isn't that what the deep dive is for? I think I owe you all a bit of an explanation on the deep dive channel. So here you go. I have decided to shift the focus of the deep dive channel to be a channel for only very rare, very long documentary level analyses of movies that I consider to be of the mind variety. Like, I really enjoyed being able to take my time with Christopher Nolan's Tenet. And so, second big announcement, I have been spending these months doing the same with Christopher Nolan's Memento. I kid you not, I have found a way to structure a movie visually that makes it make sense, and I think it's gonna be a really cool analysis. I'm really proud of the work I've done so far. Memento will be the next video on the Deep Dive channel, and we plan to release it in either late October or November, definitely before the end of this year. Since I started at New Rockstars about 10 years ago, it has always been a channel that sometimes breaks down old movies, and I just didn't want the deep dive to take that away from the main channel. So I really appreciate your patience as I've been trying to figure out how best to balance my time, balance my personal life, balance my mental health as we've continued to try to make the deep dive channel great. And I think narrowing its focus will help keep it special and help it stand out and just be worthy of the name Deep Dive. All right, next, you may have noticed New Rockstars has started to get more into podcasting. We have the public podcasts we do here on the New Rockstars channel, The Sneak Peek, where Jessica and I look ahead to the future of fandom every Sunday, and our new podcast that we launched this year, The Rumor Rundown, where every Tuesday, Jessica and I investigate the nerdy rumors and the gossip and the speculation that's floating around the internet to determine what rumors out there are bogus. Both of those are also available in audio podcast form, by the way, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. That's also true for The Break Room, which we do as an audio podcast and live streams on our additional Break Room YouTube channel and our Twitch channel. We're going to continue doing all of these podcasts with a rotating lineup of myself, Jessica Clemons, Gina Ippolito, Brandon Barrick, Zach Huddleston, and others on our team, and our friends from the nerd space that we bring in as guests, and sometimes increasing numbers of celebrity interviews you may have seen on the channel. But also this year, at the request of fans, we have also launched a new audio-only podcast subscription service called NR Underground, where our hosts cover topics that we've always wanted to talk about, but topics that don't really make sense for our YouTube audience. This is a paid audio subscription service that we do with our partners at Supercast. And if you're able to support us this way, you can get access to our Danger Room episodes, where we share some really hot takes and get into the behind-the-scenes dirt of new rock stars. But additionally is our next big announcement through NR Underground. We are launching a new audio-only podcast called The Rockstars Have Spoken, a Survivor after show. If you've been tuning into the sneak peek show, you've heard me talk about how I've been rewatching all the back seasons of Survivor ahead of season 49 that's coming next week, September 24th, because former Marvel Studios producer Nate Moore will be a contestant on it, and I want to see how well the Black Panther producer does. I just love this show. So every Thursday, starting September 25th, exclusive to the NR Underground audio feed, you will be able to hear myself and fellow Survivor enthusiast at New Rockstars, John Costa, and maybe some others, quickly dish on each new episode of Survivor. That first episode is available right now, and we've made it free as a preview episode on the sneak peek audio feed, so even if you don't subscribe, you can listen to that first episode for free. John and I are looking ahead to season 49 to make some predictions. It's called Can a Marvel Studios Producer Win Survivor? Now, if you don't want to pay for future episodes, I will still be sharing some brief Survivor takes at the ends of episodes of Sneak Peek. Don't worry. I just know that New Rockstars audience on YouTube aren't all Survivor people, and I just didn't want to clog our airtime with it, but we did have time to record just some office chatter that we would have been doing anyway. Okay, I have saved the biggest announcement for last. New Rockstars is launching a new channel. For several years now, we have been getting a lot of requests to spin off a separate channel for horror movie content, like a New Rockstars Black Label approach. There are a number of us here at New Rockstars that are really big nerds for horror cinema, but whenever we brought it up, we just couldn't really figure out how to do it while balancing our work at the New Rockstars network and really how to make it different enough from all the other great horror movie channels out there, and different enough from the Easter egg breakdowns of horror movies like Weapons and Sinners that we still want to be able to make here on the New Rockstars channel without taking those away from the viewing experience you already get here. But in the past 12 months, there was something really fun creeping into the vibe here behind the scenes at New Rockstars. Like exactly 1 year ago today, we came into work one morning to find that ahead of our Agatha All Along coverage, Jessica Clemons had snuck into the studio over the weekend and decorated the hell out of the break room set to celebrate that season of The Witch that we all ended up loving so much. Like, as we talked about Agatha, I realized I was becoming part of this wickedly wonderful coven, doing things like co-hosting the Wicked breakdown with Jessica and working with Gina on our Harry Potter rewatch series at the end of last year. And while working so closely with those two, I got to learn so much about them and their spicy hot takes on horror cinema in particular. And then over the summer, we did an episode of The Break Room where we shared our New York Times top 10 movies of the century. And I love discovering how much horror is part of the cinematic diet of my coworkers. And I loved being able to have these kind of letterboxedy conversations behind the scenes when we weren't so focused on finding every Easter egg and missable detail in movies, but finding instead what is the thematic core that makes us most afraid as we're watching them. So the three of us, Jessica Clemons, Gina Ippolito, and this grateful familiar, decided to formalize this coven. And starting Wednesday, October 1st, you will get to see weekly horror movie video essays on an all-new channel from the New Rockstars network. And here, for the first time ever, is the teaser trailer for that channel.
Queer desire and queer love is what I longed for after I saw this movie and I never got. But it's okay. One day, who knows?
I mean, it sounds terrifying, honestly. It sounds very horror-y.
Hail Satan.
Yes, that's right. New Rockstars presents The Witching Hour. The Witching Hour channel is now live 2 weeks before its official launch for you to subscribe. And please subscribe. I think you will really love what we're working on. Every Wednesday, starting October 1st, you will get to watch an interesting video essay about some classic horror film, hosted by a rotation of Jessica Clemons, Gina, Ippolito, and me. These videos will not be Easter egg breakdowns that we will continue to do here at New Rockstars, nor will they be the extended length, exhaustive documentaries that the deep dive has kind of evolved into, but these will be digestible, fun, 20 minutes or so long, thought-provoking, and in some cases, brutally honest video essays that really cut past the Easter egg hunting and instead highlight one big theme that each host connected with as they watch this title, from their unique background in media criticism and their unique life experience to present our unique takes on what scares us as we watch these movies, and doing this in a format that New Rockstars hosts have never been able to do before. Again, we will keep doing Easter egg breakdowns of new and sometimes old horror movies here on the New Rockstars channel. The Witching Hour will be just for these new types of video essays that we're going to experiment with every Wednesday. Now, you may ask, why can't I just do more old horror movies on the Deep Dive channel? Well, I might. I did do deep dives in the past for John Carpenter's The Thing and Jordan Peele's Get Out, but in the future of the Deep Dive channel, I really only want to focus on the rare horror films that have reached that iconic, very confusing mind status that you would really need to spend 80 minutes unpacking. Most other horror movies that we love, we just kind of want to spend 20 minutes highlighting one aspect of them, and doing that with Jessica and Gina lets us do these on a weekly cadence on The Witching Hour. I think you're really gonna love what we started making for this channel. Even if you don't like a lot of horror films, you're gonna see an awesome variety across the way the three of us see this genre through completely different lenses, and we really want to celebrate those differences. Each of these video essays will have a different look and a different feel, and we are inviting any and all audiences who want a weirder and wickeder viewing experience than what you get on New Rockstars most of the time. So again, please subscribe to The Witching Hour and join us every Wednesday. Okay, that's the big announcement. 1, a new horror channel, The Witching Hour, starting October 1st. Please subscribe. 2, a Predator rewatch series on Saturdays here on the New Rockstars channel. 3, a Survivor after show podcast, The Rockstars Have Spoken, on the NR Underground audio subscription service. And 4, the Deep Dive does Memento, coming this fall. Look guys, we really appreciate you sticking with New Rockstars after all these years, for trusting us with your time and your attention and your support as we have all tried to navigate a sometimes challenging path to grow and sustain ourselves as a business, all while balancing things like raising our families, dealing with personal economic hardships, devastating fires in our city, and really the scarier and scarier place the world has become, both online and outside our doors. So we want New Rockstars to be a place to try to help you get through your day with some nerdy, thoughtful analysis on the movies and television you love. And we hope these new projects in particular will just give you more ways for us to try to be that nerdy friend in your life. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to try to do that. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to all the channels in the New Rockstars network. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.